All right. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for being here on a Saturday evening. I think it's a great way to start your weekend by learning more and more on legal tech. I know most of you are legal tech enthusiasts and aficionados here who are showing up on a Saturday evening. So great. We'll just wait, for a couple minutes. But till then, just a second, let me just admit people. Yeah, so till then, please feel free to start putting in your like a small introduction on chat box. What's your name, where you're from, what are you doing currently, and we'll hold a networking session towards the end of the session. So everyone, please feel free to use the chat box. Like, what's your name, what are you doing currently, where are you, like what city are you located in, and everyone, please feel free to turn on your cameras as well. All right, so let's start, guys. Mehmood, Brijesh, so let's start with you. If you can, put or use the chat box to introduce. I'll also
Yeah,
use the chat
sure, sure.
box to introduce myself. Great. So while all of you are putting in, your details, so we'll be just starting the session now. I'm just going to start sharing my screen, everyone. Please let me know if, just give me a second. Can everyone see my screen? Just like a small yes or no on the chat box would be great. Great, great. So guys, before we start the session, I request you to put yourself on mute so that the flow of communication is done. If at any point of time you feel you wish, you have a question, you have a query, please put it on the chat box and we'll take it from there. If you have a question, please again use the chat box as well. So these are few ground rules before we start the session. So guys, this is our first cohort of Legal Tech Basics Session 1, and this is presented by Beveron Technology LLC Dubai. Thanks, big gratitude and thanks to Brijesh sir, who's with us here, present here today, who has been a blessing, and it's all him that because of which we are able to do this session today. And all right. So guys, why this session? Why are we here? For people who are here right now, or for people who are listening this in future, perhaps in a recorded way, legal industry is booming, everyone. Legal industry is almost at its peak. By year 2025, it'll reach about 25 billion US dollars. This means that the market is getting highly competitive. In the coming 10 years, law and technology will intersect well. But why is it happening? Why such, why it's taking up so much space? It's because the urgency and need to simplify the conventional and traditional means of law. As lawyers, we spend hours on documents, reviewing our contracts, doing our research. But how about technology coming in and easing your work? I know there has been a lot of buzz that one day artificial intelligence would take up the role of lawyers. But honestly, that is not the case. Personally, how I feel is expertise of a lawyer, when combined with an expertise of technology, creates a beautiful intersection called legal tech. And that is why we are here. We are here, everyone. You all are future pioneers of the legal tech world. Perhaps not right now, but in the coming 10 years, there will be a huge boom. And this is why we are starting the discussion today. All right. So we'll do this in the end. All right, guys. So what is legal tech? Like, how do we define legal tech? Indeed, you can find hundreds and thousands of definition on Google, but to be, putting it in a very simpler way, it is a marriage between law and technology. When technology and law comes together, it creates legal tech. Meaning, the moment we add the word automation to the legal aspect of the world, that is legal tech for you. So technologies like blockchain, artificial intelligence, facial recognition, all of these are growing immensely in the world. And we see it every day, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Instagram, whether if we have done our masters somewhere, whether we are working, we will hear these buzzwords. Some of you will also hear buzzword called cryptocurrency. But what is it? It is basically, this is what legal tech is. So why are lawyers needed? Why are we needed? So guys, whenever technology kicks in, even in legal tech, it's not narrowed to just usage of technology in the legal space, but legal tech is a broader term where, you as a lawyer also stand. Like, let's say you're a technology lawyer. Why are you needed? When a technology company starts, there are so many contracts, there are so many compliances that have to be checked. And that is where the role of a technology lawyer kicks in. And to understand, the perspective of legal tech, it's really important to understand the policies around it, the jurisprudence around it, the theory and, the philosophy behind it, that why do we need it? Indeed, the world is spacing up. Indeed, everything is, taking its space very rapidly these days. And the worst part is that law is not rapid. Technology develops, 10 times in one day. I mean, but law cannot be changed like that. But what can be changed is the perspective and minds of a lawyer, perspective and mind of a legal consultant, that you need to be at pace with what's going on with the technology. And I mean, it's not really important for you to know the technology by core. Even if you know the foundation of what is this technology, like let's take an example of blockchain. If you know how blockchain, it's not important for you to create a blockchain, but if it's important for you to know the basics of blockchain, what are the use cases of blockchain? Let's say a consultant, let's say a company comes to you, right? And they're looking for a consultancy. What are you going to do? You need to understand what the company is working about, right? Let's say you're a criminal lawyer. You need to understand what crime your client has done. Similarly, for tech law also, you need to understand what kind of technology is your client making. What are the basics of it? What are the foundation of it? And honestly, we can go forever in this deep sea of conversation, but this is a very basic of what legal tech is. And as we proceed further, I would be handing over our first expert panel discussion by Mr. Brijesh Chediyan. Over to you, Brijesh, sir, now.
Thank you, Aashna. It was really a wonderful introduction about the legal tech. It's a nice start. Very good. Good evening, all. I think I know most of the people in this room. I know Advocate Anwar is here, Advocate Kanmani, Advocate Ryan. I think most of the people are very familiar. I know them personally very well. Yeah, thank you for joining this session. For the people who don't know about me, my name is Brijesh. I am a legal tech entrepreneur based in Dubai. I've been into legal tech domain for the last 7 years. In 2015, I have started a legal tech firm in the region. And what we do is that we do the digitization and the automation of law firms and in-house legal counsels. Is what we do. And currently we have got 200 plus clients in the region, medium to large enterprises. Today, I would like to rather share my experience, as a person in working on legal tech in the region, so that will be much, informative for you. Okay. So we all know that we are living in an era of, a world that is entirely, running on the wings of technology. But the general concept is that legal domain is much reserved. Legal is a traditionally closed circle and is very conservative, very conservative and and it is very resistant for any changes. That's true. I mean, it was really relatively true. If we compare with the few years back, I remember when I started the legal tech, when we started talking about work from home solutions, virtual law firm, building virtual law firm and all, it was quite a new concept for the people. It was very we had to spend a lot of time to educate people on these concepts and all. Okay, but when the pandemic started, after especially after the pandemic, now everybody is after that one. There is a change that is happened in the legal domain as well. Okay, and the misconcept is that the lawyers are traditionally resistant for innovation technology. That's not true. I mean, I can say that most of the law firms, most of the legal departments are after technology. They wanted to be on top of technology. And we know that in technology has disrupted many industries. And illegal cannot be exception. Like Uber, Amazon, Airbnb, even the Zoom that we are using at the moment. It has disrupted the business in a much way, in a much in a large scale. Okay. And even the lawyers are also worried. I mean, what will be the change that is going to happen in the legal sector as well? I mean, what is the future of the lawyer? Will the technology will replace the lawyer? Many people are worried on that one as well. Okay, because we heard a lot of things. The technology will be replacing lawyers and all. But but we can say that one. And I remember, someone say that technology cannot replace lawyer, because it's not possible to change that one. But what I can say is that lawyer, the lawyers, the legal professionals who use technology will replace the people who do not use technology. That is for sure. Whether the technology will replace the legal field or not, but the people who use the technology will always have the advantage to the people who do not use the technology. And Aashna has mentioned about about the legal technology. What is legal tech? It's a vast topic, and it is going parallel with all the technological advancements. Uh, Basically, when we talk about the legal tech, the first picture that we come to our mind is the software, the use of software and technology to help lawyers and in-house legal departments to streamline the process and optimize the delivery of legal services. Definitely. Okay, let me give an example of my. Okay, for example, we all do the conflict search before we take any case in a law firm. We do the conflict search. I am giving a simple example. Normally, what we do, I mean, from the memory only, we from the lawyers, the senior lawyers' memory only, we analyze that whether we remember that this the customer that is in front of us, or the customer that is talking about a party, a company. It was a opposite party in our in an old case or anything. So that comes from the memory only. We can otherwise it's very difficult to do a opposite party search. Okay, but if you have a database driven software, for example, you can do a conflict search very easily. You can search your client database, you can search your matter database, you can search your opposite party database, and easily in few seconds we can find out the conflicts. That is the okay, that's an example. If you take another example, for example, traditionally we do the appointment with any doctors and all. We call the hospital. We take an appointment, or we go to the hospital, go to the doctor and take the token in advance. This is a practice that we had, but the technology has changed. Now everybody's we know that everyone is after online appointments. And nowadays we don't what we prefer is that if we want to take a doctor's appointment, we check the website or the mobile app of the hospital or the doctor and take an appointment, and we go to the exact time that that is assigned. This is the same thing that is happening with the lawyers also. Many people, especially the new generation, I mean the millennials, they prefer to do it everything online. Maybe it may be something new for a people who are in 30s or 40s, because they still prefer to call the lawyer or call the doctor or call for any appointment, and rather they prefer to talk. But the millennials, they always prefer to use mobile phone, or if we tell our the young generation in our home, they will use the mobile. For an appointment, they will take the mobile phone and take they will do a search in Google, or they will find the website and they rather prefer to do a online appointment. This is the tendency that's happening. So the same thing is happening in the legal sector also. So if you have a if you are advanced in terms of technology, if you are going in parallel with the technology, always you can compete with your the fellow firms in the market. Okay. And if you are talking about the technology, automation in legal, I mean, domain, it's not something new. I mean, what I can say that the automation started even centuries back. I mean, when we started using typewriter, for example, that was a part of automation. Till that moment, lawyers were drafting the they had to write the notes paper, or anything they want to write on paper, and sometimes they had to use the carbon copy carbon paper to make the copies and all. Okay, that has changed when the typewriters came. Even the typewriters, the carbon copy can make. Okay, so it was the technology for automation for drafting the documents, the legal documents and all for long time. Okay, then the word processors came. Okay, then the new technologies came. So right now we are living in it's all the major advancements happened in recently for the last 20-25 years only. We all know that one. Right now we are in a Web3 state. Okay, so we came across the Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Actually, I'm a person came from Web 1. I mean, is there anyone else who were active in using computers and all in 95, 96 and all? Is there anyone in the group? Just let me know. In fact, I'm a person. Okay, for example, I sent my first email in 1996, I think. Yeah. So that time we had to dial. There was no internet facility in our city. I mean, in my place. So we had to dial to another city in Chennai. Like with the dial-up. Through the modem, we had to dial it. We had to wait for a long time to receive an email. That was the Web 1. The Web 1 era. I mean, that time, it was the technology was, mostly the websites were static email IDs. And I remember the first email ID email that I sent to, it was to Bill Gates, because that is the only email ID that I know that time. Okay. And then the Web 2 came, and Web 2, it became more interactive, I mean, more collaborative. Okay, till the recent years, so this it's more like a client server architecture. I mean, then now came the era of the Web3. It's we are all now talking about decentralization. Okay, so in Web 2, it was a centralized computing was there. In Web3, it's a distributed network. Now we are talking about cloud computing, cryptocurrency, NFT. Even the iPhone, Siri, and all. All these are the part of Web3. Okay, and why we need to move to technology? So if we think about a client perspective, if you think about law firm client perspective, or your end customers perspective, their expectation has gone much and all are expecting, a speedy process from your side, accuracy, and from the law firm side also, the cost reduction, improving efficiency and the effectiveness. All these are the expectations, that is, there in terms of from the services offered by the law firms as well as the uh, legal departments. Okay, so there are many things when we talk about legal tech. From the beginning, when we talk about, it's first of all, it's the digitization. We all know about what is the paperless office, and we all came through that one, and now we all know that what is the importance of paperless office. And we also discuss about the virtual lawyers, what is the virtual law firm. And I have seen, Advocate Ryan here in the group. He's talking about a virtual office. He's offering a virtual law firm service. Am I right, Ryan? Because this is what I saw from his, introduction. Okay, and we all know about, the work from home opportunity, work from home mode. I mean, we nowadays, people are more people prefer work from mode rather than 9 to 5 job from the office and all. So the technology is enabling us to work from home. Okay. And normally what we do, when there is an automation requirement, in a law firm or in a in-house legal department, what we do is that, we first we sit with them and we understand, we will help them to build a roadmap for them. Okay, to build the strategies and define the goals and the action plan to achieve such goals. Okay, so in the it starts with a initial brainstorming session. So in that brainstorming session, we'll try to understand the problems, the law firms, the problems that is faced by the legal department or law firms, and the needs, and what's the budget that they are having, for automation, and what is the tools that is available for them. What looking, and we will have an implementation plan. We will implement that one, and we'll train the team. That's what we do in a law firm or or a in-house legal department automation. Okay. So I don't think that I need to deep dive into the technology, other technology like artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these things. I think I can do it. When we when we have the the discussion moving forward, so I can share my experience. How or my ideas, my some tips on artificial intelligence, digital signature, legal design, or all these aspects I can share that one. Okay, so one thing that also I want to cover in today's session is that the automation in first of all, one is the automation in the law firms, and the second one is the automation in the in-house legal departments. Okay, so when we say about automation, it's not only automation of litigation. Many people think that legal tech automation means it's a litigation automation. It's not that one. As I mentioned before, there are many processes that is happening in a law firm. For example, if you take an example, okay, so the legal inquiries that that is ensuring the the revenue, the day-to-day revenue for the law firm, that's an important factor that needs to have an automation, like online appointment, as I mentioned earlier, inquiries, legal inquiries tracking, the leads tracking, and the proposal, the fee proposal preparation, and the follow-ups, the professional fee agreement that we make. All these things needs automation. Okay, and even when we talk about the finance side, the payment structure, the payment modes, the performance invoice creation, payment collection, client statements. All this needs to have automation as well. And also at the same time, the client expectation is changed. Earlier and all, the client relation, we update the clients once in a while by email, by phone and all. Nowadays, people are talking about the client portal and all. The client needs to, especially the corporate clients and all, they need to have, they want to see the instant, access, updates on the, on all the legal matters that they are, handling, or that they are, that they have engaged the law firm with. So the client portal is a new concept. Many of my clients are using the client portal. So the corporate clients, they can access get the updated information. So we can talk in detail. There are many things to talk about the law firm automation. I can even do it in a later time. Second thing is the legal department automation. Okay, so in the legal department, we are working with the banks, we are working with the real estate companies. So legal departments, they are the one that is having a lot of pressure. They are dealing with the hundreds of contracts, civil case requests, contract reviews, there are many cases. Okay, they are having on a day-to-day basis. And what I can see that in most of the legal departments, they are getting this request by email. Okay, they are getting from different business units, different department, different divisions. They are getting these emails, and there is no control on that one. So that's the biggest challenge that is faced by the in-house legal departments. So I can say that from my experience, I can say that more than 60% of the legal departments, they are handling contracts, sales contracts, purchase contract, lease contract, different type of contracts. So this kind of requests, when they get it, it needs to be tracked properly. That's the area that needs automation. And the contract generation, contract preparation. Now the technology, contract management is a big area also for automation. That the contract needs to be created, instantly. We can have the templates created, and based on the templates, it can be generated automatically. There are many ways to do that contract preparation and the matter management and all these things. So this one also I can have a detailed discussion in a later time. So yeah, and as I mentioned, the main motive or the main thing that is behind the change in the legal sector is the expectation from the client. Our clients are expecting accuracy, speed, efficiency, and the availability. I mean, they wanted the law firm to be, even if at even in the weekend or even the after business hours, the lawyers are asking for, even the clients are asking for an update. We should be able to provide it, or they should be able to access to the client portal and get this. So the expectation from the clients are changing a lot. I can see that one. So in order to meet all these things, of course, we cannot keep away from technology. Is what I wanted to add. So we can have a detailed discussion, at the end of the session. I am giving the mic back to Aashna.
Great. I think in such short time, Brijesh sir took us to like a flashback from the era of 1990s Web 1 to what we are facing right now in the Web 3, where everything's going to go decentralized, right? And this is the power of technology that is binding us from other parts of the world together using Zoom. So I always say, if you know how to use your laptop and phones, you know technology. And as lawyers, a lot of lawyers do struggle when it comes to, they say they struggle in understanding what is technology. It overwhelms them. But the idea is to, even if you know the basics of tech, it's fine as a lawyer. So great points and issues where Brijesh sir touched upon. I believe the ecosystem of law and technology is indeed growing, not just in UAE or India, but everywhere in the world, starting from the States, Europe, with legislations and rulings going on. Indeed, the Middle East and South, the South Asian region are little, especially for South Asia, it's little behind when it comes to rules and regulations. But laws and regulations are pacing up in Middle East rapidly when you compare them to regulations in the UK, US, and EU as well. We can have a separate discussion on, the laws on legal tech, perhaps in a later session. But today we have Chandan Goswami, who would be throwing light on use of blockchain and how it will revolutionize the whole legal sector. So over to you, Chandan, now.
Thank you so much, Aashna. Thank you, Brijesh ji. It was a wonderful insight into the legal tech domain. I am Chandan. I am a lawyer by profession. I've been practicing law for the past 7 years. So picking up on Brijesh ji said, the legal tech domain, the legal sector as it stands, is essentially a very conservative area. It's essentially a very conservative domain. And the work of legal tech is to bring that conservative domain in the 21st century. What we have been seeing, that law is stuck way behind in the colonial era as well. Most of us lawyers were practicing, and people from, and the normal litigants, the consumers, everybody will agree that we are stuck in a time loop and we are only going back. Legal tech bridges that gap. It brings law to the 21st century. We have seen how the courts and how everything changed when the pandemic came. So it was only a question of when to do it rather than how to do it. We have the necessary resources. We just wanted a push to make it happen. And that's what happened. Many courts all across the globe, it went online. We started arguing online. Petitions which we never thought of could be filed online without any paperwork required, without going to the notary and all those stuff. It happened online. Everything today, where I practice in the Delhi High Court, everything is online. We don't even have to go for a physical filing nowadays. So the tech domain is basically bridging the gap, and it is only solving the old questions in a new way. What Brijesh ji said, that there are fascinating aspects of how law firms are managing, how people are managing their time, how lawyers are managing their time, how clients are becoming more and more inquisitive, and they want to know their updates on the cases on a minute-to-minute basis, or even on a weekend. And now that we are going borderless and economy is going borderless, people are coming to India, setting up their shops in India. There is a time zone difference. In all those things, legal tech is the thing. You log in, you have a content management system, you have a client management system. Your client can log in, they can check the status, they can check when the cases are listed, they can check what is happening in their cases. Yes, it takes a little bit of time. Yes, that ecosystem has to flourish. It will take some time, but it is totally workable. And earlier, legal tech, I mean, I am speaking to my seniors. Most of my seniors, they keep on telling us that we are a generation which is a fast food generation, which they like to call us. Like, we prefer everything. We don't have patience. We want things to be done in a jiffy. We want everything right now. In that tech-oriented space, we are at a much better space than what our seniors were. They kept on telling us stories that in their days they used to go to the library, scroll through books and books, and then they used to come up with a case law to help their clients win a case. Today, we have it at our fingertips. Just need to log in, type the name, type the basic keywords, and you'll have the case details in front of you, and still be wine. We shouldn't do that. So anyways, now legal tech is taking over everything. Earlier, it was only limited to, like Brijesh was saying, typewriter came into picture. And then gradually email came into picture. We started communicating with our clients through email. Now we can communicate through WhatsApp or other, chatbots or Telegram and all those things. So it is gradually changing from the earlier days when we were using legal tech just for the purpose of typing down and sending mails, to today when we have in our hands how, we can find anything anywhere just at the click of a button. And there where comes the blockchain technology, which has a lot of potential to change the entire legal industry. Blockchain, as most of us know, it's a complicated technology, but the process behind the technology is very simple. It's, you put in some data, that data converts, that data gets converted into a block, and it is fortified through a very strong chain, which, if you break, the person will get to know. It makes it more secure, it makes it more reliable, and it makes it completely unpenetrable. Yes, there are cases in which, blockchains have been penetrated, but yeah, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of patience, and it usually, in the past 10 years, there have been few major incidents where blockchains have been breached. Barring them, it is one of the most safe and one of the most secure technologies we have in today's day and today's era. Now, coming to blockchain, there are various legal issues associated with the blockchain, which is basically all the tech issues: who owns the IP, who owns the licensing, and all those things. Barring that, the way it is going to shape the Indian legal industry is by, I mean, let's take it by step. I mean, if we can introduce, say, a concept of, in the criminal law section, we could introduce, say, the prosecutors, the judiciary, as well as the clients on a single network. Yes, it will take some time. Like I said, it's a growing technology. It has to take some time, and it also needs an environment to flourish. So by doing that, the initial heavy load of files, which the legal industry is, it's all about documents, it's all about files, that can be stored on a single blockchain with access to each and every stakeholder in that particular blockchain, in that particular case. The trial in India is, I mean, anyways, it's time taking. And in the process, most of the evidence gets lost. Blockchain can help save that evidence. You can create an evidence trail right on the blockchain, and it will never get lost. The documentary blockchain can be stored on evidence, which usually gets lost in the process of trial because it keeps on lingering. Either anything can happen to the document. It's just a piece of paper. It can get destroyed. It can get destroyed by fire, water, anything. If you store it on blockchain, there's a good chance that you'll never be able to destroy it. And if you even try to destroy it, if any of the stakeholders tries to destroy it, people will get to know, because you're on the similar node, and it's all available for you to see where it is stored. It's all available. The data is all available. You can go and you can just check it. So that is one area where blockchain can definitely help you. The second area where it can help you is in the area of arbitration. Again, huge amount of documents, truckloads of documents. You have to go through each and every file. Where the legal tech comes into picture, there are specialized softwares. There are artificial intelligence which can point out to which document is an essential document, which document is not an essential document, which you may or may not rely. Put it all on blockchain, have it there, store it there, and then use it. Use it as a tool to augment your practice. Use it as a tool to help the arbitrators, gather data, gather analysis, and gather each and every stuff that you need to win a case, or whatever it is you're doing with that particular case of yours. There are large disputes. It involves a lot of paperwork. It involves a lot of manpower. We can go with that. A lot of armies of young lawyers to just basically sift through all those documents. That can change once blockchain is introduced in the Indian legal sector. So far, in the Indian legal sector, there is no single player which has developed anything major which can assist the Indian legal tech industry to basically even give them a hint of that, okay, this is possible. But it has vast amount of resources, vast amount of possibilities, which remains to be tapped by the Indian legal tech sector, by the worldwide tech sectors, because India has a lot of potential in that. And basically, if you just go with the say a normal dispute resolution, which is basically a contractual dispute resolution between two parties, most of it can be taken care of by a smart contract. Two parties can enter into a smart contract, supplemented with a written contract as well, and then they can basically do the contract, which will basically take care of the money part, the financial part. The product comes in, the money goes out, which is an area where most companies face a challenge, which is to withdraw the money which is legally there. The blockchain smart contracts can take care of it very easily. Of course, it has to be supplemented by a contract, a written contract, so that the interpretation and the flexibility of the contract remains in place. Otherwise, these things can be taken care of pretty easily. Enter into a smart contracts in big disputes, in oil dispute, in natural gas disputes, and it can be done. You do one thing, you get that. This is one area where blockchain can really help you. Another area is the IPR domain. We all have heard about NFTs. We all heard about how new artwork comes into place. This is just a tip of the iceberg. The entire IPR domain can be brought under the blockchain sector by implementing the very basics of it. Make an artwork, put it on blockchain, release it. There are specialized softwares, there are specialized websites where you can just go and enter the key data and you can know whether your picture has been shared online or not. That way, it can help you claim your trademark. It can also help you sue the other person who is using your trademark, who is violating your trademark, and basically to protect your own trademark. The entire IPR domain, from your songs, from your literary work, from your photos, pictures, everything you can store on the blockchain, and you can just basically get done with it. So that is the bare basics of how the blockchain sector, the blockchain technology can disrupt the Indian legal market and give a lot of value to the Indian legal sector. Like I said earlier, yes, we are in the initial stages. People do not understand a lot about blockchain. It is cost heavy. It is very cost heavy. So it will take a lot of time to develop, and the cost can only be reduced once there are more players entering the market. With the introduction of more players, the more the players, the lesser the cost, is something which the blockchain sector has to envision. The Web3, entire the Web3 sector, the Web3 community has to keep in mind that if they are building something, they have to make it accessible to the common people at par. In India, it's mostly the internet penetration is an issue. That has to be taken care of, and rest everything will fall into place. Yes, it has to be given a good ecosystem, which unfortunately we are not able to give that ecosystem to the Web3 community, and that is where Dubai is emerging as a key player. I have been advising all my crypto clients to go abroad and set up shop in Dubai, because it is emerging as the hub for crypto players. With good regulations, with good oversight, it is overtaking all the regulations in the world. Something which India as a country should look forward to is to provide a regulatory framework, to provide an ecosystem for the blockchain sector, the blockchain technology to flourish and give something of value to the community. Right now, the Web3 domain is all about crypto, but it's not even the tip of an iceberg. There is so much else you can do with blockchain technology. Especially lawyers, we can make changes, we can do so much. And this misconception that AI will take over lawyers is completely not true. We should not fight technology, rather than we should become knowledge engineers, legal knowledge engineers, to help build a product which can, assist us in the coming, decade or more than 2 decades down the line. So that's pretty much about it.
Great.
Over to you, Aashna.
Great. Thank you so much, Chandan, for putting in light on blockchain technology as well. Guys, blockchain technology is vast. I think Chandan has, hardly used 10% of what he has to offer. So probably we'll do a session completely on blockchain
there is
technology.
So much to offer. There's so much to offer in blockchain,
Indeed.
Aashna. There are laws, there are regulations, there are unthinkable amount of, contracts basically, which I was recently talking to one of my clients. I was asking them whether you get into all these contracts or not, and they were having a face which resembles a zero. They did not know that whether these contracts really exist. I say, yes, it is tech, and tech has a set of contracts. Tech has a set of guidelines you have to comply. Even if you're moving to Dubai, that you have to comply with basic technological contracts. It's a cross-border thing. Anybody, anywhere can do it. It's not necessary that you have to, it's a commercial issue. It's a common law thing. So you have to get into that. So
definitely.
That's just 1%, not even 1% of what the entire blockchain thing is. I think we need few more sessions to just specifically deal about how blockchain works and what are the avenues and opportunities, the law, the legal issues in blockchain.
Great. I think that's a great and brilliant idea. There's a very famous case in China as well, where TikTok, also called as Douyin, won a case thanks to the blockchain technology, because they saved a video on blockchain technology.
Correct.
Which created a timestamp, and they won the case thanks to the technology, because there was timestamping. The court agreed the kind of security blockchain technology had to offer. So this is the power of technology, and I completely agree with Chandan, what Chandan had to say, that instead of opposing technology, be technology friendly, right? So guys, with this, we have come to my favorite session. So now is the networking round. I will go, I will stop sharing my screen for now. So I'll go around the table and ask you to take a couple minutes, introduce yourself. So I know we have used the chat box, but it'll be really nice if you can maybe turn on your camera and we can hear your voice. I'll start with myself. My name is Aashna. I am a legal tech consultant. I'm also an educator and a community builder. My time intersects between Europe, Canada, and India. That's how I juggle my time. And recently, I've been working in the Dubai time zone as well. So I work in 4 time zones. Apart from law, I love coffee. I love traveling. So I feel the element of this session is to not just create a legal, it's to create a legal tech community, basically, where we are discussing legal tech as well as a sense of who we are as well. And this is who I am. I love to teach law and tech. So I've completed my master's in law and tech from the University of Ottawa, Canada, where my thesis was with something which Chandan has already said, blockchain as evidence in courts. And my thesis was very well accepted. And that is why I got my degree. But all right, so I'm just going to start taking your names. And if you can, introduce yourself. So let's start with you, Kanmani.
Hello, good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for a wonderful session. And I think we are all, eagerly looking at what is this metaverse and what is the legal tech in metaverse. So as all you said, we have heard about a lot many words like blockchain, Web3, NFT, crypto, and smart contracts. But it would be really great if we all can arrange some more, sessions on. Literally, I have no idea how we enter into a blockchain. Okay, or how we do the things to our clients, we have no idea. So I think if it's better, like we can arrange some more sessions on it, or if you can guide us with some courses or something that we should be doing to know more about it. Since it is a basic one, I don't know, maybe if you are thinking what blunder it is, but at the same time, since it's a basic course or basic, as we also, it's a smart lab basic one. So for that reason only, I'm telling you, like, if you can give us some more light on how to do this. We understand the thing, but how to do this is of course a concern. And we look forward more on it. And let me introduce myself. I'm Kanmani Karacheri, working as a legal advisor in Beneath Advocates and Legal Consultants, Dubai. I have done my LLB from India, Kerala. And afterwards, I've done my MBA and postgraduate diploma in criminal justice. Thereafter, I've shifted to Dubai. And here I'm working as legal advisor for the past 7 years. And mainly I'm leading with litigations because I'm associated mainly with the local lawyers. So most of the part is litigation. At the same time, we are doing other corporate legal advisories and contracts, reviews, and all part of what lawyers are doing. Okay, thank you so much. And I think I'll be in touch with Aashna also for learning some more about this legal tech in future, because as Chandan said, Dubai is going to be a hub for this. We should also learn more, and we also wanted to be pioneering as a metaverse lawyer. Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kanmani. And
Yeah, thank you,
I think
Kanmani.
Brijesh sir has to say something. Yes. Sir.
I know personally Kanmani very well. Okay. The thing is that she is an experienced lawyer in UAE. Okay, so she can share a lot of insights on how is the legal system working here. And there are many people, students in our community and people who are looking for jobs. It will be much helpful to understand the how the legal system works here. If we can have another session, if Kanmani can give insights on how the legal system works.
Yeah, of
here,
course I can do some legal
grateful,
career guidance. Yeah, guidance. And I'm also taking people for internship, as somebody comes here with no knowledge on law. So I'll take them for internship and then just help them to know about the things, and then they'll get some other jobs in corporates.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, if we have many people looking for opportunities as internship and all, if we can mentor them, we can arrange the session. I mean, if we can mentor them as a team, that we can work together.
Definitely. I think this is the whole idea of these sessions, is to bring the voices, bring people to the table. And I feel that how much, I mean, if it's 10, 20, 30, doesn't matter the number, but we could be the future, spearheaders of tech law, whether in Dubai, whether in India, Canada, US. I think the world is going to go global. I feel that, cross-border regulations would just be a thought when it comes to tech law. There is technology stays the same, whether it's India, whether it's North America, right? It's just the regulations that has to change. And I feel as a lawyer, it doesn't matter you're in India, you can still work for organizations, I mean, in North America, in EU as well. It's just you need to understand that you have the right skill set. And thank you so much, Kanmani, for your brilliant ideas. I think we can do the next session on something like that. We'll definitely create a roadmap on how legal tech can shape up the legal industry in a more deeper detail. But thank you so much, Kanmani, once again. All right, so next, let's hear from Ryan.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for setting this up. Thank you, Brijesh, for bringing us all together and starting this concept of smart lawyers. I really enjoyed it. Like when I saw your initial post on LinkedIn, I was like, wow, this is really something good. And it's a perfect way for you in terms of the fact that you're working with so many law firms, clients that require legal tech, right? And require smart lawyers. So on that note, I'll just get into a quick introduction of myself. So hi, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Ryan Mendonca, and I'm the founder of Your Virtual Legal Counsel, which is a one-stop legal solution for startups, solopreneurs, and SMEs. We help out by being their client's personal corporate legal advisor. I come with a background of working in 5 different industries spanning FMCG, emerging tech, trademarks and copyrights, food and beverage, tobacco and alcohol, and health and fitness. So this is the expertise that I bring to the table. We are now partnering with multiple other virtual legal counsels, and we're looking for subject matter experts in specific fields of tech law, maybe blockchain, maybe e-commerce, fintech, martech, and so on and so forth. So we're building what you could call it as a justice league of the best of the best virtual legal counsels in different subject matter expertise. Our mission is kind of to help innovative entrepreneurs gain autonomy as they redefine the market standard of what it is that they're in their tech space. So that's a little bit about me. But yeah, feel free to reach out if you need anything. I was born and raised in Dubai, lived the majority of my life there. And yeah, now I'm operating from Europe. I'm in Portugal at the moment, traveling, moving around, seeing different places. That's something that's super important to me. And it's something that I would like to basically impart and embrace as the new normal comes. It's not even coming, it's here now, right? Like every 2 months, 3 months, there's some new COVID or something or the other that's coming up, and we're opening and closing and opening and closing. And I feel not only do businesses need to adopt to this, but also the employees and people that work in different organizations, whether it's customer service, brand strategy, management, whatever that may be, right? Everybody needs to kind of get on board with this program. This is how we're going to be doing business effective the next 10, 15 years, right?
Great. First of all, I love your background, Ryan, and you come from quite a diverse field. I mean, I think in just 5 minutes, this is the best introduction I've ever heard. I got to know so much about you in just these 5 minutes, and it's brilliant to meet you here virtually. I mean, again, big gratitude to Brijesh sir for bringing us all together. Ryan is in Portugal. We're in India.
We are
Brijesh
connected with
Dubai.
Ryan. I know that Ryan is also running a LinkedIn group, of the legal professionals. I am also part of that group. So
yeah, it's been great knowing you, and it's good how we're having multiple things going on, not just from Dubai, and not just from the Middle East, but across the world, right? And
We'll join
people
in,
have
Brian. Let me also
exactly.
be in the group.
Sure.
Yeah, just send us the
Uh,
invite. We'd love to be in the group. Great.
All right, sure.
All right.
I'll drop it into the chat.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much, Ryan, for a brilliant introduction. So next would be Sajid Arzu. Are you here? Not sure. Anyways, we can skip to the next person. So Mr. Prabhakaran, if you can introduce yourself.
Yes. Thank you, Brijesh, for bringing this opportunity, where we can learn this technological laws. I'm a lawyer practicing in India. Basically, I just came here to understand how this technology laws works. Technology law works. So that is the reason I came to this platform. Sorry, there was a small disturbance from my daughter. So that is the reason I came to this platform. So I'm working in the health insurance sector. I was basing health insurance companies. So that's a small brief about me.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Prabhakaran. All right. Next, let's hear from Prateek.
Hello everyone. I am still a law student from penultimate year, and I'm currently studying LLB from Nagpur University. And I am still exploring my fields. I'm confused between international law, technology law, and securities law. But I have a strong base in technology because I'm very much interested in computers, blockchains, crypto, and all that. So glad to be part of this group. And thank you, sir, for organizing such event.
Great. Thank you so much, Prateek. I think you are quite an example of what we are trying to touch about, that it's not just the millennials, but it's also the Gen Zs who are interested in this space. And they are the futures. I mean, we are the present, but they are the futures, right? Great.
You can consider me engineer turned lawyer.
Oh, great. So we have a techie turned lawyer. Great. Thanks for being here, Prateek. All right, everyone. So I'm just gonna
if I could just add.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Prateek, if you're looking to intern whilst you're still graduating, do reach out. We'll have something for you in legal tech and SEC specifically, something.
Yes, sir. I am looking forward. I'm still exploring, but I would like to work for you intern.
Awesome. Cool. Looking forward. And no sirs, just Ryan. Take care. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. This is the beauty of these networking sessions, right? I think this is the very start of what we are building. So guys, I'm just going to share like a small feedback form. You can fill it out right now. I'm going to email this to you as well. It'll be nice to have your thoughts, whether you want to be, part of this, maybe in the core team, given your ideas, suggestions for the next coming event. And we can hold a Q&A session right now. I mean, if anybody has any questions from me, Brijesh sir, or Chandan, please feel free to add. Anybody, and then we'll just close the session. And Brijesh sir, do you have something to add?
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to give a big thanks to all the people who attended, especially to Aashna. You coordinated it very well. I mean, it's just a beginning only. We just discuss the basics. It's the first step only. We have a lot of things to do ahead. So it's very promising, and we need to have like these sessions, frequently. So thanks for your initiative. Thanks for your effort on this one.
Thank you so much. I think it's an honor from getting this opportunity to moderate these kind of sessions, and I think we would be doing this more frequently in future with a larger audience. I know this was the first session, so the audience may look small, but when it comes to tech law, it's indeed a niche all over the world. I mean, especially for, as a woman of color and getting this opportunity while I was in North America, I wasn't getting this amount of opportunity, but getting this platform where for every 6 tech lawyers, there's just 1 female tech lawyer. And this is true. And I mean, I'm really, really glad that I was able to moderate this and learn so much from all of you. So guys, please be, please keep checking, keep an eye on your emails. I would be sending you a lot through your emails. Ryan, Kanmani, please, I'll invite you to speak perhaps for the next session, whatever it may be. But it was really nice being with you all here today. I hope you enjoy your Saturday now. You can enjoy your weekend and have a great one, guys. Anybody else who wish to say anything else?
Thank you so much for volunteering all these sessions and doing this. It's a wonderful session, and you have done a wonderful job. All of you have done a wonderful job, and we got some great ideas from Mr. Chandan also. And I think he can teach us more regarding this smart contracts and all. And we look forward to learning legal tech. Thank you so much, Aashna, Chandan, and Brijesh.
Great.
Thank you so much, Karmani. Thank you so much for your kind words. And I'll be happy. I'm more than happy to touch upon the basics.
Great.
Hello guys.
Hi, I can't hear you. I can't read your name. Sorry.
My name is Mohammed Ali Rish.
Hi.
I was traveling from Tunisia to Libya, so I am late.
No worries.
Can you send me the recorder of this meeting, your session?
Yes, definitely. Just let me know your email address, perhaps on the WhatsApp chat. We'll be anyway sharing the recording to all those who registered. If you did not, please just send me like a, you did? All right. So you will get the link to the recorded session. All right. Anybody else anybody wants to add anything else before we end?
Quick question.
Yes.
What is planned to do with this recording? Like, of course, share it to all that registered, but going forward, is there something that we would maybe have it up on YouTube, or we're going to have it on a website, or
perhaps that is
still
perhaps that is still in the brainstorming stage. We are still figuring out the future roadmap of what's going to happen. But I feel that it's going to take 3 to 6 months to develop what this would build about. Honestly, this is just a test session, right? And more sessions we'll do, more clarity we'll get to what this will be about, whether it's education platform or whether it's just a networking session or it's a cohort of everything. I personally want this to become a cohort of almost everything, so that people can see this as a community of learning, talking to each other, sharing opportunities, and just be there for each other when it comes to legal tech. I hope that clarifies, Ryan. This is the max I can tell you right now.
That sounds good. No, that
cool.
sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye.